Good morning, everyone. It is July 6th, 2020. And once again, the favorite part of everybody's week because it's Mondays with Bev and Paul and our special guest, Eileen Webster, with all those letters after her name. Hey, Bev, how are you?
I'm great, Paul.
Good to see
Hi,
you. I have
Eileen.
I have to look up
Good
this time,
morning.
and then we have to look to the side. Let's see. Oh, wrong
Hey,
way. Hi,
Paul.
Eileen. No,
Hi,
no, you have to
Paul.
look down at me.
Hi,
No,
Eileen.
no, down at me, and to the. No, it's
No, I
up.
look this way for you.
No, no, not because Eileen is over there.
Well, you didn't tell me that.
Well, now
You
I
need to be
did.
telling me
I
that.
know this is. We put third
Hello,
person
you
on here.
two.
Yeah, yeah. And hello,
I'll just
everybody
look
out there.
confused,
I know.
okay?
There you go. It's going to be a great show, and we're just going to start out right with it. We got Eileen Webster. She's one of our certified practitioners and instructor here at the International Foundation of Biomagnetics. And the first thing we want to ask you, Eileen, is what are all those letters after your name mean?
I hope you're not referring to the ones that my mom put on there. There was, okay. Um, sorry. Okay, so registered pharmacist. That just means that I spent too many years in school studying anatomy and physiology and chemistry before I finally decided what I wanted to be when I grew up. And someone told me one day on my way to work that that was a pharmacist. So I said, okay.
Wow. So you were a
No,
licensed pharmacist. Where was that again?
yeah. I went to the University of Colorado, Skaggs School of Pharmacy, graduated in 1996. And after that, I immediately moved back up to the mountains where I was from, because
Hmm.
the city scared me.
All
And
right.
I was used to the small town pharmacist. They acted as the little local walk-in clinic that we have nowadays.
Okay.
They had, everything you needed from needles and thread to socks and aspirin and other unmentionables.
So
And
don't
so
move.
that
Don't
that that
move
was.
so. Don't move so fast across the screen. Your camera can't cover you. There you go. All right.
Sorry, guys.
That's all right. It's your
You're
first
good.
time.
So, anyways, I I went back up to the mountains where I opened my own little drugstore and did
Right.
just that. Had a little bit of everything, and including a photo lab and toys and gifts and all that crazy stuff. But when I first opened up there, I opened up in a little tiny town called Fairplay. And that was up at 10,000 feet up in the mountains of Colorado. And there hadn't been a drugstore there in over 25 years. So the folks up there were used to using shaman, every different kind of healer of every sort that, herbs, just anything they could get their hands on. And so when I opened up with drugs, they thought, ooh, drugs are bad. We don't do drugs. And so I had to quickly learn everything that these people had been doing for the last 25 years so I could understand where they were coming from and being able to properly educate them how to take the medications they did need, how to use them safely with the other remedies they were already using.
Great.
And so this became a passion of mine. And but then, unfortunately, in the early 2000s, I was diagnosed with a genetic connective tissue disorder that took me out of the game, unfortunately. And so we moved down here to the Tucson area in 2017, and I'm starting
Wow.
new.
Wow.
Great. Wow. So,
Great
Bev, you have a
story.
great question for her too, don't you?
Well, I do because having gone through all of that training and education, um, and I know from my personal relationship with you, some of the things that you've gone through, but I still, we want to know, as a pharmacist, why, how did you find BioTouch of all things? I just love the combination of the two, but I'm curious minds want to know here.
Right? So again, this connective tissue disorder called Ehlers-Danlos syndrome, it affects all the collagen in my body, is extremely painful. It's kind of like if you want to imagine combining the pain of fibromyalgia and lupus and everything together, it just everything in your body hurts. And so I was also back up in the mountains. I was also using every kind of therapy I could get my hands on to try to feel better. And so when I got down here to Tucson, I moved into a little retirement neighborhood, a 55 plus neighborhood, and we've got a neat little clubhouse. And one day there was a workshop offered in BioTouch. This was one I had never heard of before. So I figured, well, might as well go see what this one is. And who knows, maybe it could help too. And at that point, when I went, I had been suffering terrible tinnitus when I moved down here, I believe from maybe the allergies and just the new environment. And my ears were roaring like there were helicopters or loud cars nearby. And it was just miserable. I found myself out wandering on the street at 2:00 in the morning, trying to figure out where it was all coming from. So I'm at this workshop here at the clubhouse, and she had us we're doing the sinus set. And we really, I was a doubter. I'm sorry, there's nothing this simple. You can't just pair me up with a random person and just tell me to touch here and then touch here and it's all better. Yeah, okay, well, sure. But I paid for it, so I was going to sit through this thing and learn what I could. So anyways, I came home. My husband was here and he asked, "What'd you learn?" And I, "Well, I'm not going to tell you. I'm just going to show you." And I touched and I said, "So what'd you think?" And well, I don't feel different, but oddly enough, my sinuses are clear. So I figured there was more to this. So I thought, could this be one of the tools that I had always been looking for? Something so simple? Nah. So I went down and found the BioTouch Center down in Midtown Tucson, where I met Mr. Paul Bucky, our founder, and had a session with him. But he also, he understood where my scientific brain was coming from, that I wanted studies. I wanted a mechanism of action. How did this work? Why did this work? Aspirin's more complicated than this, and I just pop one of those. And he was able to show me what I wanted to see, and that they were accredited for continuing education for nurses and massage therapists. And again, my science medical brain, this gave it validity. And so I wanted to know more. I started going down to the BioTouch Center then whenever they had workshops and little classes to just, pick up what I could. And darned if every time I went down there, I didn't feel better. Now, backing up, my history as my background as a pharmacist is to take care of everyone else. So it didn't matter how sick I was, I had to be there to take care of you. Drop everything. I need to take care of you when you walked in that door needing my help. So I did the same thing down there. I kind of avoided letting you guys take care of me and work on me. And I would only help students or just participate in the workshops. And again, every time I went down, I felt better. And then I noticed I'm not taking any ibuprofen anymore.
Wow.
There's no more Tylenol. I'm getting through the grocery store without having to use, a cart to stabilize me. I'm out hiking. I just taught myself how to swim. Someone who has been in chronic pain, who spent years in a wheelchair on oxygen and just disabled, is now the most able person, and there's no stopping me. And so as a pharmacist, had I had this in my toolbox way back in the days, this is before internet, dating myself there, but before we all had access to internet up there in the mountains, these poor people would call me, at 2:00 in the morning. What can I do? My back is in such a spasm, I can't move, or the pain and the gout in my feet is so terrible, I can't sleep. And what can I do? There's no doctor out there. There's no 24-hour grocery store to go buy some ibuprofen from or anything. So I had to come up with ideas for them. Well, do you have, what kind of juice do you have in your refrigerator? What supplements do you have in your pantry? Now, had I had something this simple to just be able to say, okay, now take your 2 fingers, touch her there, and now touch her there. There you go. Now you guys can go back to bed.
Right. Wow.
I'll talk to you in the morning.
That's an amazing story, and
It is.
what I want to build on what you just said is the research, that helped you in your background be able to participate. We want everybody to know we have lots of research, and it's on our website, and you can go check it out. This is not just about faith and belief and woo-woo hokey-pokey kind of stuff. There's some documented research showing a reduction in stress, reduction in hormone level stressors, and an elevation in our immune system responses, and those are all been documented. And so we haven't done a lot of research, but enough, I guess, to get somebody as educated as Eileen here involved, and we're just jazzed that we stumbled upon each other.
Well, we're witnesses to your journey with BioTouch, Eileen. I remember it was so cute. I think you were going through the internship at the time, and I was actually having a session with you doing BioTouch. We went into one of the session rooms, and I was working, and you said, "You know what? I've had a neurology appointment for 6 months. And if this BioTouch keeps going and I have to cancel that doggone thing, I'm going to be really ticked off." I remember thinking, and of course I said, "Oh, you have to keep that appointment." But we talked about it many times. We could not believe the progress that you were making with BioTouch. And every time you did BioTouch with another person, it just changed you so much. That loving exchange that it was so wonderful to be on that journey with you. So I have one more question. So now that we've heard your amazing story, and we would like to know, what are your plans with BioTouch? Because I know you're just getting started with this. But what are you gonna do?
Well, as a matter of fact, like I said, it made such a difference in my pain levels and brought me back to life that I was able to get off all those prescription pain medicines and over the counter. And with the opioid epidemic that's going on right now, so many people are only they're suffering more because of these medications than they need to be. And so my goal right now, I'm actually working on a couple of other programs. I'm working on a board certification in pain management and also a board certification in clinical cannabis medicine. And BioTouch, being a practitioner of BioTouch and an instructor of BioTouch, is going to be one of my main keys to help these pain patients learn to take their power back over their pain, that they're that they don't have to be a victim of their pain. They've got the power over it.
Wow.
So we're showing your website there, BioTouch Dove Mountain. Why don't you tell us how you set that up and what you'd like to do with it here in the future?
Okay, so originally I set that up so that I could get the word out to the neighbors and folks at this end of Tucson about BioTouch, and to just get my name known. And my goal at that point was to actually get into the spas and be able to teach the therapists in the spas to be able to incorporate BioTouch into every one of their sessions, since BioTouch is so relaxing and stress relieving and all that good stuff. So spa is a perfect place for it. And then I forgot the question.
Oh, we're just showing your website there, BioTouch Dove Mountain.
Oh, the website?
Yeah, and you're there.
I'm so sorry.
No, it's great.
I'm so sorry. But now with the with COVID and everything, yeah, things are going to be changing around a bit. So my plan is to be instructing classes and just helping folks through that web page and being able to reach as many people as I can.
Perfect.
So check out her website, folks. She did an amazing job with it, and BioTouch Dove Mountain, and you can go there. You can have contacts with her if you're up in that part of town. You can call her, and she can even take you through it over a telephone. She's helping us teach our virtual trainings. We have another one coming up tomorrow. Tomorrow, and that one's going to be a 3 to 6:30 Tucson time. And then we have another one at the end of July. And as Eileen also said, we offer CE credits to massage therapists, nurses, and doulas for our classes. And our virtual classes, you can get 8 CE credits.
Yep.
So we look forward to you participating. We had one already, and it was an awesome class. So anything else, Eileen, that you'd like to share with us about your journey? We have another minute here. Bev, you have any questions for her?
Snap her out of her. Was enough questions.
So Eileen,
okay. So one little quickie. My little nephews, my little 4-year-old nephews, came out to visit once. I taught them really quick, just a little bit of BioTouch for stress. And now their mom, who's a doctor, family practice and urgent care, they force her to give them BioTouch every night before bed. And they catch her when she doesn't do it right, when she tries to cheat.
Right on.
That's great. And as we know, children get it. They want it. They know how to do it.
So Eileen, we appreciate you taking the time. I think that wasn't as bad as you thought it was going to be. And ending on that note with your nieces and nephews is perfect. We hope you all want to learn it to bring it into your family. And Bev, good job. We'll see you next week.
Eileen, thanks for coming on. And we just love having you and sharing your amazing journey with BioTouch. Thank you, dear.
Yep, you are awesome, Eileen.
Yep.
All right, everybody. We'll see you next week, and just keep on touching.
Keep on touching. Have a great week, everybody.
If pain has got you down and you live in town, take a trip down to Pima Street. The people down there are people who care. They will get you back on your feet. Put love into action. Put love into action. If you ever want to have any real satisfaction, choose love while you still can. Don't even try to understand. A healing grace in your own hands. Put love into action.